Okay, camera is on, microphone is on. Just gonna give the stream a minute. Let me see if I can try a little bit better here. Tighten this knob, tighten that knob, extend this little leg, blah blah blah. There we go. Okay. Grab the box here. All right, and it's been a little bit over a minute, so we will start the stream. Hello, everybody. Let's see, where we have left off is we have installed the new EGR valve. Now I just want to clean the tube a little bit. I don't really have too many good options here to do that, but here's sort of a plan I devised. Here is the EGR tube. Hi there, TRHS. Are you going to put any more TRHS clips on again soon? Ooh, that's a good question. You know, it's been a while since I have actually made a TRHS episode. For those of you unfamiliar, those were my dash cam episodes. You know, I still run the dash cams. I still save the dash cam clips. I've stockpiled them over the course of like a year or two. It's been that long since I've made a dash cam episode. Yeah, I kind of do want to make more of those episodes. The problem is they take a little bit of time and effort, which I know is not something most people want to hear. But yeah, I mean, a lot has changed in my life over the past 2 years, and I've just been busy with other little things, I guess, and I just haven't had the time to sit down and edit videos. And that's really all it is. Like, you know, when I'm live, I don't really edit. I just let the camera record, right? But when I take a dash cam clip or several clips, enough to make a 9-minute video, it takes like an hour or so to edit each 5 or 10-minute episode. And I guess that's just what's been preventing me. So I still save up the dash cam clips. I have like a huge store of them. Maybe after I finish the repairs on our car, I'll actually get back to it. Maybe that's just the inspiration that I needed. I have enjoyed them so much. Oh, gee. All right. That'll maybe do it. I think after I finish working on the car, maybe on the weekends, I'll dedicate like an hour or two to edit these dash cam clips. See, now that I don't really drive the 300 so much anymore. I drive a work vehicle. I've got a dash cam in there, but it's not the same. I just for work I just drive on the highway, one place and back. So there's a lot less clips, but I've got them stored up. You know what? Yeah. Let me after I do repairs on the car, I like the idea. Let's go back to editing dash cam footage. Maybe that's all the encouragement I ever needed. Somebody to tell me that they love them so much. I appreciate it. Awesome. That's a happy start to today's episode. I like that. Just so that we're all aware, I have a cell phone on a tripod. Now the cell phone screen is on one side, so I'm trying to work. And if you make comments, if I don't catch them, I'm sorry. I can only see oh so much at any given time. So that's just an early heads up for you. But anyway, we have here the EGR tube. It's like some kind of steel or a copper tube. And it actually looks fairly clean. I mean, the last time I pulled this thing off, I cleaned it up pretty well, and it looks like this held up quite well. But we're gonna try and clean it anyway. Now with the EGR tubes, you always get like a carbon buildup that looks kind of like charcoal. So we're going to try to spray some carb and throttle body cleaner in there. It claims to instantly dissolve deposits to restore maximum power, and it dissolves gum, varnish, sludge, grease, dirt, and carbon deposits. And that's what we really have on here is carbon deposits. So I'm going to spray actually a lot of this stuff in here very generously. Oh, that might have been too generously, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, let me put the paper towel down to avoid splashing this all over my floor. Yeah, 1 hour episode sounds cool. That's maybe all the encouragement I needed to get back to the dash cam clips. Yeah, that water's, well, not water, but this stuff is coming out looking dirty, so maybe it is loosening up those deposits a little bit. All right, now here is the other thing. I couldn't find like a metal wire cylinder brush, so this is like a plastic wire. I don't believe this will do a good job, but we will try. This is actually a refrigerator coil fridge, believe it or not, that I actually found off of Walmart for like $2. It's actually flexible. It starts off with a narrow tip and gets larger. So even though these are like plastic bristles, I'm hoping maybe it'll do us some kind of good. So let's just see how it goes. I'm just gonna rotate it side to side here and jam it in as far as it'll go, which actually might not be that far. But if there are carbon deposits, I suspect they would be around these curvatures. That's probably where they would get stuck. So if I could just get in that deep, that should honestly probably be okay. Whoa, you saw all of that come out of there? Probably not because of the camera angle, but a lot just came out with that. Let's do it a little bit more. And again, if I don't give it like a total deep clean, that's fine. Because ultimately, when I put it back in, it's going to be cleaner than when I put it back out. Yeah, look at all this just junk coming off of that. Wow. And I thought this plastic scraper would be useless, but here we are. Oh, maybe I can force this. Actually, oh, it's difficult, but I can force this in pretty deep. Okay, can I pull it out though? That's the thing. I've got like half of this. Oh, that's interesting. When I twist on the wires too hard, the bristles fall out. That's annoying. That's what you get for $2, I guess. So I've got to twist it the other way then to pull this out, sure. You know what? Let me move this camera angle up slightly. That should give you all a better view, I think. I don't know if the camera does this any justice, but there's like just so much soot coming off of this. I'm actually rather surprised with how well this is working for what it is. Let's do this. maybe 2 more rounds of this, I guess. Oh, nice. So that like yuckiness come out of there. My goodness. So I pretty much jammed the whole brush in there. You know what? As I jam that in, it becomes significantly more difficult to remove. Oh boy. I might have overdone it. I've overdone it. Oh dear. What has this series been, if not unforeseen difficulties? How am I going to get this out? Oh boy. Tricky, tricky. Let's see. Right. Of course I've overdone it. That's always how it goes. Let's see. You know what would have been really good to have? Vice grips. You know what I don't have? Vice grips. Let's see. What can I do about this? Not a whole lot, honestly. Oh, there's still any sludge coming off of this. Wonderful. Wonderful. Everything that can go wrong, ladies and gentlemen, will go wrong. I can try maybe make a loop out of this metal. And then, so I guess this metal thing, I sort of looped it back, and then maybe I can try and pull it out this way a little bit. And the funny part is, this is all live. You guys get to watch this as it unfolds, as it gets progressively worse. Maddening. Anyway, I've just ripped my glove, so I have to get another glove. I'll be right back. have returned with a new glove. Let me put the microphone back on. I think I'm making some kind of progress with this. Let me twist this back into a loop shape, grab it, and as I twist it, I sort of pull it back. Now there is one more nightmare scenario that could occur here. This end that I have in my hands could break off. And then that would probably be game over for this tube. I don't see how I can push this out. Yeah. So let's hope I can get this bristly thing out of here. Otherwise, we're in for a bad day. Oh, my goodness, it's in there with quite a bit of force. I'm surprised. What can I do to make this easier? Let's see. Okay, here's an idea. I can take this metal and this screwdriver. Let's see if I can loop this metal around the screwdriver, maybe like once or twice. That just might make life a little bit easier for me. If I could somehow pull this off. Okay, this is good. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I had to fashion my own handle. Oh, that's disgusting. I've made quite a mess of myself here. Right, this is garbage. So this is as best as we could have cleaned the tube, given what we had. Let me wipe this off myself here. Right. So there you have it. Let's see. Now what I want to do before I put this tube back on the EGR is make sure there's no crud, I guess. I mean, if a drop or two of this stuff gets in there, you know what? I'll tilt it at this angle so that any moisture comes down this way and out this side. Any remaining moisture from the top, I'll try and wipe off. All right. So the brunt of the moisture, like droplets, will come to the bottom, and like just moistness that's in the tube, I'll just leave the end open so that it evaporates, right? Go back down here, wipe off any moisture. I don't believe there was much, but just wipe it off anyway. And then whatever is in the pipe should evaporate rather quickly. I think this carb cleaner evaporates somewhat fast. All right. Now here's the old gasket. We will be replacing this. I just have to remember which way it goes on, so I don't put it on backwards by mistake. That's the old one. We'll be changing that. And it came on this way, so I will remember it by doing this. Okay. I'll clean this interface with some brake clean, which is on the other side of the box. Hold on one moment while I go around and grab it. All right, I've got my brake clean. Just cleaning that gasketing surface, I guess, or mating surface. This is the surface that goes into the air intake manifold that sits on top of the engine. That's clean. And you know what? While I'm here, I'm just going to gently spritz that down and wipe it off. The bottom. So that's the bottom. That's the top. I believe that's as good as we are going to get. Okay. Let me get the replacement rubber gasket here. I'm going to have to dig that out. Now, for the 2.7 liter engines, you know what? I'll just bring the part over and then we'll talk. So this is, I got angry at Felpro. I bought this part. So it's an MS91990, fits the Chrysler 3.5, 3.2. And you'll notice they have two of these EGR tube seals. We only need one because we only had one. I believe some engines, not this one, but others, that this kit is supposed to fit on, has a upper EGR tube and a lower EGR tube. So they would need two of these gaskets. However, we only get one. I guess the other one I'll set aside for now, but perhaps we'll throw out later. We take our shiny brand new gasket, and yes, it went on this way. Well, it's a tight fit. That is a tight fit. Let's see. Come on. Yep, just little by little, work it back. All right. And I believe this is the way it's supposed to go. The reason it was a little bit further up is because I had to pull this out of the upper intake manifold. So that's why it was like midway here. But now we've got it seated properly. Let me just clean around this a little bit. It looks a little bit dusty now that I've touched it with my gloves, but that's just some like oil or something. Nothing too terrible. Yes, that will do nicely, I believe. So all that's left now is to attach this part, well, this part, I guess, to that EGR valve that we had just installed. All right, so I'm going to move the camera one more time. I'm going to put you guys on the hood of the car. Well, not the hood, but this engine bay area here. Okay. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping here. I've got some garbage here to throw out. I'm going to reuse the box. I just want to take all the trash out of it. All right. Got my box back. Good. Let me set the cans of spraying chemicals aside. That's 1, 2. Okay, let's see. Right. So for this EGR tube, we have this paper gasket. Nothing terribly fancy. And we have these 2 little bolts. Similar to those EGR bolts I put on earlier, I'm just going to put anti-seize on the ends here. We're just going to run them through the tube and the gasket and just start them by hand. For now, let's see. There it is, the anti-seize. Let me pull the paper gasket out of here while I'm at it. Right, the paper gasket is out. Anti-seize time. All right, these are pretty small, so I'm just going to put a little bit here, a little bit here, and then I'm just going to go around with my finger, just the top threads, just to get some of the top threads. Not even an extreme quantity in any sense. Set that down. Nothing crazy. Just a little bit to lightly coat the threads. Same thing here. Oh, just a little bit like so, a little bit like so, and then just coat the threads. Yep. Again, nothing crazy. Just an itty little bit. A little goes a long way, so they say. Right. So, generally, the tube sits in there like this. So we need to put the bolt. Well, you know what? Let me take the bolt out. Let me put the gasket on the bottom, like so. And then let me put the bolt through. And it looks like both sides of the gasket here are the same. So I don't think we have to worry too much about which way we put it on. Which is good, you know. What's nice about these gaskets is you can get the bolts started and then they will hold the gasket sort of in place. See? So I just get the second one started. Come on. It's a little bit awkward to handle because it's like a flange that floats over the tube, and then you have this gasket on. Okay. There. I've sort of got it started already. Let me set this down. Now, if I recall, these were 8mm bolts. Let me double check the sizing. I think these were 8s. 8 millis. 10 should be too big. So let me double check. Yes, of course, 10 is too big. What's this then? This is a 7. 7 is too small, I think. Should be too small. Yeah, 7 is too small. Where did I put the 8? Let's see. Should be laying around here somewhere. I think this is it. Yes, I have found the 8. Right, where's my regular ratchet? And let me put a small extension on it, on the 8. So we have small extension, 8mm socket. And let me put the cap on the anti-seize and let me put the anti-seize away. This stuff is a weapon of mass destruction. You don't even, you won't even realize it and you'll get it all over you. I'm amazed I haven't made a mess of myself yet with this stuff. Anyway. This is going to be one of those, again, where I'm going to try and give you guys the best viewing angle possible, but I'm afraid it's just not going to be as good as I would have hoped. So how do I do this? Let's see. Well, I think this is it. This is just the way this is going to be. So let me get this. And let's get to work. Now this part I think should be easier to handle. I'll be a little bit upset if it wasn't. Oh, you know what? This would have been a great angle, but it's in my way. Maybe I could bring you guys closer and lower. Maybe. No. No, not quite. Shoot. Extend the tripod legs and try one more time here over the fuse box looking thingy. Oh, that might do. Anyway, let's get to work here. What's nice is that this kind of swivels into place. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to have to move you guys again. I'm sorry. There's just not a lot of room to work here. Terrible, I know. What kind of live streamer am I? Oh, geez, come on. Right, that's going to be your view. I'm sorry, sort of. Let's put this in. Got to sort of slide it in like this. Let me get the bolts started by hand, I suppose. That might be the way to go. If I could reach, that'd be fantastic. Okay. So righty-tighty is, from my point of view, left. So I'm just gonna, I think I've got it. First try. That would be swell. If that's the case. Yes. Okay, I've got them started. So I grab this then. Now, with these bolts, you can't quite just go to town on them. These you have to torque. I think it was 95 inch-pounds, which works out to be, by guesstimation, 8 foot-pounds or so. Maybe like 8.5 foot-pounds or 8 foot-pounds, somewhere in that ballpark. So we're just going to tighten these so that I don't have to do this by hand the whole way. And then once we get close, right? Once we get close, that's when we're going to bring out the torque wrench. And look, 8 foot-pounds in the grand scheme of things is like nothing. But it should still be, if we want to give this thing a fighting chance, we've got to torque it down properly. So other side. Oh, this stupid tube is in the way. Oh, I know. For this side it's too. Man. Extension too big, extension too small. Come on. Oh, perfect. This part I should at least be able to reach with the torque wrench, I think. Such an uncomfortable position to keep my hands, though. Oh, you guys can't even really see what I'm doing, huh? It's almost over, I promise. Maybe I can slightly tilt the camera and get away with it. Ah, okay. You see something, I guess. Or you know what? It's catching just enough that maybe I can get away with showing you here. That silver canister, and then the tube is sort of on this silver part. Ignore this tube. This is the transmission dipstick. Just pretend this isn't here. We're looking at this tube going down into the silver part here. So that's what's going on. Of course, I'm leaned over like this part of the car looking down, so I can't just put my cell phone there because I'll topple it over. I'll just leave you guys here for now. Okay, I think that's getting a little bit... All right, that's getting snug, so let me remove this. Come on, all right. And let's see, let me fit that back. Okay, tilt this tube this way now. Will I fit? Yes. Somehow I have. All right. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit snug here, so let me break out the torsion wrench. As a matter of fact, this wrench is so huge, I'm probably only going to need this. Well, and the little converty bit that changes this medium-sized square to the big square. I know that doesn't sound so technical, but just trust me. Trust me. Where did I put the damn thing anyway? Ah, here it is. All right. Torque wrench. Big square is now a medium square. Is now for a 8mm bolt. Now, the lowest scale here, unfortunately, is 10. I don't believe it's too accurate when you go below the scale, but we're going to try here. So each one of these lines is 1 foot-pound, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, we're at 20, for example, right? So let's drop back down to 10, 9, 8, and I am fully expecting this thing to not be accurate, but it's the best option that I have, unfortunately. So let's get to work. You know what? As a matter of fact, this thing is too large. The head of this wrench is too large to fit in there. It's unfortunate. Looks like I will need some kind of an extension. The problem is that it's going to be too long when I add the extension. Tricky, tricky. Why has everything about this been so difficult? If only they made like a 1-inch extension. Well, they probably do. It's just they give it in 3, 6, and 8-inch. Well, okay. There's not a lot I can do about this. Let me try the smallest extension that I have. If it works, great. If not, I'm just going to have to accept that I'm going to have to do this by hand. Okay? Unfortunately. Let's see what we can do. I think the play here might be to remove the tool, well, the tool head, take this part, put it on, maybe. I can fit my hand in there. Okay, good. And then take this part. Yeah, no, it's just marginally too big. What about from this side? Yep, I'm just gonna have to do this by hand, unfortunately. All right. Let me put my torsion board back at 10, because that's what it calls to be stored at. Store at 10 foot-pounds. Shame. What a shame. That's all right, though. That's all right. Okay, so what does 10 foot-pounds even feel like, let alone 8? That's such an oddly specific number. Anyway. Let me put this in here. Down. And what on earth is this supposed to... I'm just doing it until it starts feeling a little bit snug, I guess. I mean, I don't know how else to do it. Oh, and that tube is like a very tight move anyway, so. All right. I'm gonna need to move a little bit more. Sorry, tube. There we go. That's a little bit snug. Oh, gee, it's like a spaghetti of tubes. All right, that's actually difficult, getting difficult to turn. Come on. There we go. All right, that's a little bit difficult to turn too. I don't know if they're torqued down evenly. Shoot, maybe I should just give it just one little bit of an oomph. Maybe I should give it just that one little, just a little extra. Just a little extra. Okay. Yeah, I'd say that's extra. All right. Now this side, push this. Oh, that's kind of solid. My goodness. How am I going to put the air intake back on? Let me loosen this up, actually. Marginally here. Just loosen. Just a little bit, okay? Yes. And that's still pretty tight, by the way. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, so that's the EGR and the EGR tube. Cleaning the tube and putting it back on took us all of 48 minutes. Fantastic. And this is going to be a pain. Well, I can move it a little bit. Okay. Right. I'm just giving it a quick look over. Okay, I will attach the connector for the EGR valve, which is down here. Okay, cool. This is the correct connector. I just dropped it, and I just picked it back up again. I don't even know if you guys can see that. Oh no, I just missed a comment. Let me see. Oh no, I saw it flash on the screen, and then as soon as I picked the phone up, the comment went away. Oh gee, how do I view comments? Let's see. Okay, this bottom button is for filters. Stop chat, live chat, all messages visible. Yeah, there are like settings I can play on my. Oh, why not just rebuild the whole engine? Lol, just kidding. Oh, Bad Drivers Austin joined us. Hey, TRHS, hope you're doing well, friendo. Hey! All right. Oh, I found a way to pull up the comments. Oh, that's so awesome. Okay. We have left off with Bad Drivers of Austin saying, hey, RHS, hope you're doing well, friendo. Yes, I am. You've caught me in the middle of a rebuild, it seems. And USA Horse 721 says, why not just rebuild the whole engine? Well, just kidding. You know what, though? All right. I'll deviate from the rebuild for just a second here. EGR valve, spark plug, spark plug, spark plug, spark plug, spark plug, spark plug, fuel injectors, spark plug coils, okay, PCV valve, spark plug well gaskets, EGR tube gaskets, left valve cover gaskets. We're just kind of rebuilding. Yeah. So Bad Drivers of Austin, I'm glad you're here. Glad you popped in, said hello. I hope you're doing fantastic. And I'll bring up the chat again. Come on. And USA Horse, we are practically, well, not, I mean, a true rebuild would be like taking out the pistons and doing the piston rings and doing the cylinder head gaskets and whatnot, right? But we're just shy, I think, of a full rebuild. We've actually had this valve cover off, and yeah, so it was interesting. We're what, 9 episodes in now, each episode being about an hour to an hour and 30-40 minutes long. So once I finish here, I'm going to tally up all the time it took, the cost of the parts, I feel like if you took this to a mechanic to do it, they would probably charge you like $5,000. I've spent maybe 500, but also like 10 hours of my time so far. We'll tally it up. We'll see the economics of this. Anyway, the connector. Right, I've gotten distracted. Here is the connector, and I was going to show you guys the connector. Yes, it is blue on the inside. And then you just have to wiggle this on and slide this all the way. I think so that you hear a little plastic part in there click. I can set you guys down again. Oops, oh no, the phone. Well, you guys have fallen into the engine. There we go. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up again. Was it those like Life Alert commercials where you're just sitting there, you're watching TV, and suddenly a commercial comes on where an old lady falls down the stairs and she's like, help, I can't get up. It's like some predatory commercial. Okay, let's see. This connector, stubborn. Everything here is stubborn. Let's see. I think this goes up. I don't remember if in the past I've broken this connector and if it doesn't click into place. Maybe that's the deal. That seems on pretty solidly, but then when I remove the red clip, because there should be like a little latch built into the back of this connector. I mean, that's pretty solid. Is that in all the way it'll go? Let me see here. I think so. I think I can't get it any better than this. Yeah, I think that's the way it'll be. That seems right. I guess if I fire up the car and get some, how should I say? So when the EGR valve malfunctions, one of the symptoms is that I think it's called engine loping, where you'll be sitting at like a red light and the RPMs will be like, so that would be indicative that the EGR valve has gone bad or is going bad. So if the connector is not plugged in all the way, I will surely know. I mean, I'm like forcing it all the way in and it's just not going. So I think that will do. Right. I think our next step here is to try and nicely put the wire harness back. Remember this? I remember this. Crumbly. Oh, I'm glad I put these bags on because there's just so much crumbly bits coming off of that. Yikes. Nasty. Nasty, nasty. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Okay. So there was like a metal bracket here that I've propped this up against. See, here's the thing. This has been like this for about a week, and now I'm trying to like retrace my steps after a week. So that's fun. Let me pull, let's see, this is the metal bracket that I was using to assist me. Oh, okay, good, 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 good. Progress, progress is being made. Right, what am I doing about this? Okay, so this, I gotta move this rod the other way actually, because the grounding cable is in the way. Come on, shove it this way, good, good. Okay. There were like little plastic push pins on here holding this in place. Let me see if I can find something comparable. but I don't believe that I will have anything of the sort. Yeah, all I have are these plastic rivets. One, they're too big. Two, I don't believe they will survive the temperature extremes. Let me think a little bit. Are you guys able to see it? You might. Yeah, there was like a plastic connector in here, a plastic connector in here, a plastic connector in here. But of course, the engine gets so hot, and this thing has been in here for so many years, the plastic connectors pretty much were like brittle and fell apart as soon as I attempted to remove them. So now we don't have those. Now the thing is, they were so brittle, they weren't really holding anything in place anyway. So does it even matter if they're in there? I am not sure. Yeah, because I feel like the electrical connectors will probably do a good job of keeping this down in place anyway. So and then the air intake sits on top of this. So I shouldn't need any little connectory bits in there. So we'll move along. Okay, so this was for the side of the upper air intake manifold. I remember that. This is ground. And that down there is ground. Okay, before I even forget, let me put the ground back on. And I will show you what I mean in a second. Let me just make sure this is yeah, so the ground bolt is a 10 millimeter. So let me remove this. And let me put on this. And let me move the camera to give you all a better view. Okay, so you see this right here, it sits. Oh no, you don't see. Hold on. Yeah, now you see. There's like a little part here. You have this, which sits on top, and then this, which also sits on top. And these two are ground wires that are grounded, I think, to the engine. So we have to put the bolt on that. And I'm not sure I can find you guys a good viewing angle. Maybe? Maybe. Let's try. Right. So, my wrench is on the side here. It's a little bit. Ah, here it is. Okay, so let me get this. You know what? Let me put anti-seize on this one. Or should I? No, I'm not, because this is an electrical connection. I want it to have the best chance possible. So I'm just not going to mess with that. Right, here's one connection. Go under and through here. Maybe. Tricky to get to. Oh, I was actually able to do it with just my left hand. Loop it through both grounds. Get it started with my finger here. Come on. Okay, I've gotten the bolt started. Both connectors are on. Good. We're making progress. Progress. And I don't believe this has a torque specification. We're just clamping it down. Yes. How did this naturally... I guess this is the way it naturally liked to sit in there. So we'll just leave it that way. I think that's the way I found it. I'm just guesstimating, honestly. All right. We're getting to that point where we're getting a little bit tight there, so I'm just gonna tighten. Okay, that should be, I don't want it crazy, but I want it to be pretty snug because that's a ground cable. Oh, you know what? Let me do it a little bit more. A little bit. Just a little. Okay. That's good. Right. Let's see. So, I believe the red ones were for the fuel injectors, and these ones were for the coils. So, and they look like they'll fit. Yeah, and it's not like I can mix them up because they have a different like head connecting them. So, slide this puppy on, and that is a solid fit. Oh, that goes on so easy. Thank goodness. The next one, nice. Nice, nice, nice. This connector's cracked a little bit, but I think that's still a solid electrical connection. One more. Yes. We've reached the satisfying part of this. But, well, you know what? We still have the other side to do, so not quite there yet, but we're getting there, I promise. This, if I recall, was the knock sensor. Where is it? Here it is. Did that go? I think it went behind the transmission, or does it go under the transmission dipstick? Let's see, which seems to fit better. I think under fits better. We'll go under the transmission dipstick and connect it. There we go. Knock sensor is plugged in all the way and is sitting loosely behind the engine. Very good. Or maybe that's not very good. Maybe it was over the transmission dips. Was it over or under? Nah, I guess it doesn't really matter. It just feels a little loose, but then again, I think it always was. So we'll move along. Okay, that's the grounds. That's the knock sensor. This was never unplugged. I don't see anything unplugged here. Yes, yes, yes. This, not yet. These brackets go on when the air intake goes on. Okay, cool. Here's the PCV valve. So let me get the tube for that. Tube, where are you? There it is. All right. PCV. Come on. In, please. And there it is. Nice and snug. Now I think the EGR, I think this is supposed to go behind the EGR valve. Yeah, that seems right. Okay, cool. All right. Nice. So we still have the fuel injectors to do, but we're going to do that with the fuel rail, which is in this bag. And I am just going to take this and flip it over to the other side now, and I hope it stays. I believe it will. Splendid. Hey, folks, this is really good. Now we move on to this side. All right. Let's see. Gather my bearings here. I'm just looking at all the bolts that I've laid down sort of on the box here, and I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss one. I don't think I have. I guess we'll find out when I put everything back and just find one leftover bolt, right? Anyway. On this side of the engine, it's going to get a little bit complexicated. Let me translate. So we have another wiring harness here, and these are on like these screws. I think they'll pop off with just a screwdriver, but you're going to need a long socket to take um, the nuts off of that. And then we set the wiring harness aside, and then you see you have this tube here for the cold air intake. Now, this rubber has hardened with time. I don't believe I can take this off, not without damaging it. So what I'm going to do is we'll remove the wiring harness, and then I'll try to remove this valve cover. And this isn't held in place by anything in particular. So we'll remove the air intake and the right valve cover as one assembly and just hope for the best. Okay. Now I'm looking here at the clock. It seems I've been live for 1 hour and 6 minutes already. So what we will do is we will take this off. We'll take this valve cover off. We'll see how we're standing with time. I might start cleaning it a little bit, but then I think, it's a Friday night. We're all tired. I think we'll end the episode once I take this off and maybe clean it a little bit. And tomorrow we'll pick up by cleaning it, putting the gaskets on, putting it back on, spark plugs, coils. Now that I've done it for the left side, I think the right side should be a little bit easier. So goes the hypothesis. Anyway, let's see. Let's go about. Looks like we have to take off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these plasticky clips. It looks like we have to undo a electrical connector down here. Or maybe we won't have to do that. Maybe we can take this off and then put it aside to the left. That might be the play. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Now, these are plastic. I'm a little bit scared of breaking them off. But I think these just sit over the tops of the threads. I think. They seem to want to come off. How do I do this without ruining anything? Keep things moving smoothly, you know? Yeah, I think these just sit over the tops. Let me just examine these a little bit more before I actually start prying them like crazy. How are they on there? What are the mechanics behind this? I don't know. Let's just pry one off, I guess. Please don't actually break. Oh, that's difficult. Hang on, what's this? Some kind of gap? No. Yeah, this might take a while, folks, because to be honest, I don't really know how to take these off. I would think that this is just something that sits over the. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. It requires a bit of force, but it works. Did the camera even show that? Yeah, okay. I think it did. Good. So I'm taking a flathead screwdriver and I'm just wedging it under this connector and just hoping that it comes off without destroying itself. These seem to be stuck on pretty well. Probably have never been taken off in the car's life. So we're just going around and hoping for the best. Again, just easy does it, patiently. It's better to work slow and carefully than it is to work fast and start breaking stuff, after all. You know what? Let me remove the one on the bottom here. That might make it easier if I could start removing them like so. They're in such like awkward spots too. I can't really get that good of a grip on them. Well, this might be it. Okay. There we go. A little bit more. Oh, come on. I almost took it off completely. Just a little bit. It's like so close. It's like sitting at the top now. Sheesh, come on. So close. There we go. Finally. They're difficult. They are. Next one. Okay, that one wasn't too bad. Yeah, if you can get like a good angle on them, you stand a chance. That's the tricky part though, getting an angle that works. It's easier said than done, it seems. Come on. Almost. Almost. So close. Okay. Another. Let's see. It seems like... Oh, I still have this one at the front I forgot about. That I gotta get to. This one at the front. Oh, okay. That wasn't too terrible. Right. How can I move this aside so that it isn't in my way? Let's see. Seems there's not a whole lot I can do. I think I can move this up this way. Can I push it down below the valve cover? That might give me some room to work later on. Let's see. Well, not quite. I mean, what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna, with the fuel rail out of the way, I'm gonna tuck this harness under like the lip of the valve cover here so that ideally when I take it off and put it on, this stuff just won't get in the way. Now it's not gonna be perfect. I'm gonna have to like mess with this some more later, but we have access to this, that's 4 nuts, 5. Then I'm gonna have to yank this out. Okay, I see 6. 7. Oh, there's more of these plastic connectors down here. 8. 2 more plastic connectors, and then I also have a grounding bolt down here as well. Wonderful. Beachy. Okay. Two more plasticky bits. Now these, I don't know if I'm gonna reach these ones. They're deep in there. Yeah, that's something else. That is something else. Well, this one I could probably get from this side. Maybe. Jeez. Why would they make connectors like that? That's awful. This presents a challenge because to get these connectors, I have to pry them off. But to pry them off, I need like some kind of an angle to work with here. Maybe this will do. You know what? For these bottom ones, if I break them, I guess I probably wouldn't care so much. Okay, this one's coming off. And I think this one's the harder one of the two, so we might be in luck here. Come on. I'm like so close. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I know I'm like grunting into the microphone here. Jeez. Oops, what am I bending? The screwdriver itself. Okay, that's lovely. Get off, you stubborn. Ah, there we go. Piece of plastic. One more. Now they're gonna go on a lot easier than they are to take off. It's like kind of like a zip tie, I guess. Here we go. Another one. Now this one's difficult because there's like all these hoses and cables in the way, and of course it's hampering what I can see too. It's hampering my vision actually. Everything's just blocking my view. This last one is gonna be challenging. It's like no good way to get it. What if I pull up on the cable itself, maybe? I don't want to rip the... Nope, nope. Okay, that's too much force on the cable. I can't just... I'll damage the cable if I do that. Let's see. We're 1 hour, 20 minutes in, so just as I suspected, I think we're just going to have time to take this off and call it a night. Come on, I'm on my last clip here. The last one. That's giving me trouble. Side away. If I can find a good angle to pry this from, we'll be in good shape. That's the thing. I gotta like lever the screwdriver in such a way that I can pry up this stupid plastic connector. Gee. How do you do that? Tricky. And you know what? While I mess with that one, I'm going to. While I mess with that one, I'm just going to take some WD-40 and just honestly, very lightly. I don't want to put too much, but I'm just lightly going to coat these so that when I do get around to them, they should be slightly easier, I guess, to take off. Again, not too much. Is there really something on this one? I guess so. Over here. Maybe if I spray WD-40 on this plastic connector too, maybe it won't hurt. Anyway, some penetrating oil in there. And that was 8 of those. Right. All right, give me the connector and no one gets hurt. Come on. They've like put this at the literally worst possible position too. I don't know why they would have to put this in here. Come on. Oh, did I get it? No, I slipped. I think come on. Oh, hey, I actually got it off. Look at that. Wonderful. That's good news. All right, let me move this out of the way. Good. Shut it down. Okay. Yeah, so all these connectors, the one sort of concern is that when I take off the upper valve cover, that these things are going to get in the way and ruin that cleanliness of that seal when I put it all back together. Okay, let's start taking things apart, I suppose. That looks like... I'm hoping that's a 10 millimeter because I don't have an 8 millimeter deep socket. If it's an 8, we're in trouble. It is, in fact, a 10. Okay, very good. A little bit nervous there. Oh, and these come off easy. I'm just going to loosen these up. And then we'll quickly take them off with the Makita. But as far as just loosening them up, breaking them out of place, so to speak, I'm just doing this by hand. There we go. Nice and easy. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Over here in the bottom. Oh, that one's really tight. Come on. There you go. 1. This piece of metal in my way. That's 2 on the bottom, 3 on the bottom. So 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. This is the fourth one. Yeah, this one's a little bit of a tight fit. Oh, okay. Okay. The hose is a problem. Maybe if I could just force it out of the way. No, that's not gonna work. Here's what we'll do. We'll lay the socket on. Still trying to lay the socket on. Stupid hose is in the way. Let's see what I can think of here. Buy us a little bit, purchase for us a little bit more working room. Let's see. Let me take out my homemade air intake. Let me move it. Oh, that actually works out quite well. I forget that the hose has a second part to it. You know, that makes my life so much easier. Hey, for once I accidentally did something that made things easier. How fun. How fun. Let me set this aside so I don't trip over it, because I know I will. Okay. I have set my diabolical contraption aside. I will tear off a little piece of paper towel to plug that little itty bitty hole. As a matter of fact, I'll tear off 2 pieces of paper towel. One for this little itty bitty hole and one for that one. Plugga. There we go. And I'll go ahead and plug that one over there really quick. I'll be right back. That's just to, like, I don't know, spiders don't crawl in or something. Honestly, if a spider crawled in there, the engine would probably chew it up and spit it out, but would rather avoid it if we have that possibility or means of avoiding it. Right. So there's that. And let me take a second to switch my gloves. One moment, please. And like it feels weird switching the gloves because we've been live for 1 hour, 30 minutes already. I'll be right back. And as a matter of fact, I'll put my mic here so that you guys know I will be right back. Okay, I've come back with fresh, clean gloves, and I've just gotten my 20% battery warning. So, there we go. now that I have my microphone, I think you guys still heard me, but just in case, I've come back, I've put on clean gloves, I've just gotten my 20% battery warning. So let us hook up to the Makita really quickly. Right, so I have the Makita, I have an extension, I have a hex to socket converter, I guess you could call it, and then the actual socket itself. I've put it on left mode for loose, and let her rip. I guess that's as loose as we'll go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, right, I forgot about this one down here. La-di-da. Yeah, I gotta do that one by hand. Let me get the other ones here first, though. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I like muck. Yuck. Anyway, there's that one that I have to do by hand really quickly. I forgot about it. I forgot. I was so happy about having something go my way for once that I... Oh, there we go. It's off by hand. Now we do off by Makita. Oh, Makita. Huh. Love this thing. Anyway, that's that. So now, in theory... Oh no, there is no theory yet, because there is the grounding cable, which is also 10 millimeter. Splendid. Good. Things are looking up. Things are looking sunny and bright and nice. Let's see. I just lowered my screen brightness a little bit. Try and conserve some of that sweet, sweet battery life. We are on. Oh, that's tight. But we've got it. There's also a bolt on this side that holds some grounding cables in place, and I do believe it is part of the valve cover, so I do think we do have to take this off. Yeah, I think this will actually come off entirely. Doo-dee-doo-doo-doo. La-dee-da-dee-da. Now this part should actually go quicker because I don't have any EGR valves or PCV valves on this side. So this part should be a little bit more merciful to us. Going ahead, making sure I'm, I guess, pulling these out. I believe that I have. All right. So let me just look here. Let me position this upwards. Let me move this. Let me move this. Try to get, as little stuff in the way as possible. That's just going to have to be the way it is. All right. And we have to slowly start working this valve cover off. Oh, I don't know if you guys heard that, but it just like popped out of place. That was satisfying. Yes. Crusty, old, yucky valve cover. My. All right. Actually, I think I might be able to lift it off now. I think I've got it fully off. Anyway, are we ready, ladies and gentlemen, for the big reveal? Whoops, that was a little bit messier than I would have wanted, a little bit more rockier, but there we are. There we are. This side of the engine actually looks a lot better than that one. I guess that one maybe has the PCV valve going in. Positive crankshaft ventilation is what that stands for, I think. And the purpose, I think it brings back some like oils or vapors or something. So maybe that's why it's dirtier on that side. Yeah. Let me set this down. Let me pull out that little paper that fell. Yeah, this looks nice. This looks lovely. I actually like this. And even though it's been here sitting for like, I don't know, like a month, 2 months, 3 months, you can still tell this is all like oiled up still. Nice. Anyway, let me pull off the papers that I have, blocking the spark plug well. Okay. Let me take fresh paper towels and cover up this stuff so that nothing falls in. Or yeah, that would be pretty sad to me, at least. You would all probably be entertained, but for me it would be sad. Something were to just fall in. All right. Here, just gently cover. Okay, there. We've just covered that. As pretty as it was to look at, we had to cover it. Now, okay, I'm going to run out of the room one more time. I'm going to grab some aluminum foil and line my favorite box with aluminum foil so that stuff doesn't like leak out all over the floor and whatnot. That's just messy. Let me bring my box. I'll be back with a little bit of aluminum foil. Microphone, so you know I'm away. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I have returned. You know what? I think we're going to do 1 or 2 rounds of cleaning before calling it a night. I feel it in me. We can do it. Here's our box with fresh aluminum foil. Fresh, fresh, fresh. Here is our engine pieces part that we like so much. Let's see. So I'm not going to touch the spark plug well gaskets for now. I'm just going to leave them in. Probably not going to touch this gasket around now that I think about it. I'll leave that. And we've established, I think, that brake parts cleaner is the bee's knees, right? So let me just look. The oil fill cap. Let me remove the oil fill cap. If I can, this thing is on tight. My goodness. There we go. The oil fill cap is off, and I am gently going to set that aside. I'm going to put it like that, actually. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've just gotten our 10% battery warning. What this means is the show is almost over, whether I like it or not. So here's where we are. I'm going to spray it down once. And then the other 2 rounds, I guess I'll have to do off camera. So give that a good spray. Let it soak for a second or 2, I guess. Might as well hit this, 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 this. Why not? You can see all that stuff just oozing. Oh my goodness. This stuff is always fun to use. And on the previous valve cover, we've established that brake parts cleaner is the superior product to use for this. The carb cleaner on this, like oil, it just doesn't cut it. Brake parts cleaner all the way. Oh yeah. And again, just like the other valve cover, I'm going to try, of course, to clean this up. I'm going to spray it down I'm going to do like 3 or 4 rounds of cleaning, okay? I'm not going to go crazy. And the reason why is whatever I do with this is going to be better, in better condition than when I took it off, right? So, yeah. I'll clean off what I can. And I'm not going to waste too much time or too much effort on it. I'll do like 4 rounds of cleaning. And that's it. And over here, you could see that really it's got like a thin coat of oil. Maybe it's discolored. No like crusty deposits or anything per se. The other one was bad. This one is actually, I would say, already quite clean. Probably doesn't even need cleaning. Because this isn't like a carbon deposit. It's like a thin film of oil that's just discolored or hardened over time. How do I describe it? It's not like the ash that came out of the EGR tube, right? The other one was covered in like dirt. This one, not so much. So just a couple quick rounds of cleaning. Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, this, like, I could probably clean a little bit of it off. I think that's what I've done over here, but this is like cosmetic, no big deal. All right. So here's where I'm going to leave you guys off. I have like, I don't know, 7% battery remaining, maybe less. So I'm gonna, off camera, I'm probably gonna blast this maybe like 3 more times, wipe it down, and then tomorrow I'll come back. We'll actually remove the gaskets, all of them. We'll clean the space for the gaskets, and then we'll take this. We will reinstall it. Let me and fall and destroy everything. We will reinstall it, and I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. Ooh, but we will reinstall it. Yes. Uh, put the new gaskets on, reinstall it, put the new spark plugs, put the new coils, put all the connectors back in, put everything back on, and then we'll get to work on the fuel rail. All we're doing there is fuel injectors. We have the gasket for the air intake plenum. Electrical connectors again, put the plenum back on. And then the biggest pain in the ass is going to be those brackets. But honestly, throughout the past like 9 episodes, I faced so much worse that that's probably going to be so easy now. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 2 more episodes and we'll be finished. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all your comments. It was good to hear from you. Please take care. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, so I should be able to spend a little bit more time on this. Here's the thing. My cell phone battery lasts for only about an hour, hour and a half of live videoing, right? So I'm probably gonna do, well, at a minimum, I'm gonna do like one shot tomorrow, and then maybe take like an hour or two break to let the phone charge, and then do another one. I realize now that that would probably amount to more than 2 episodes, but I'll plan on doing some work tomorrow, maybe a little bit more than usual. We'll see. That's what I'm trying to say. We'll definitely come back tomorrow. Yes. So, have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and bye bye.